Think about your words, the words you use today. Were they good words, positive words, encouraging words? Or were they words spoken in anger or frustration? Were they hurtful words? Were they words that built somebody up, or were they words that tore somebody down? Particularly with the people who are closest to us. It's interesting, isn't it, that those who are closest to us often get our harshest words. We say those things out of anger and disappointment. Words, they mark people. Friends, co-workers, family members, neighbors. We should be careful with our words. James says to us that the tongue is just a very small muscle, but what great power it has. He describes the bit, that tiny instrument in a horse's mouth that can guide that powerful horse, or how a small spark can create such great damage by destroying a forest in fire. Words. No one can tame the tongue, James says. But we ought to work on that. We ought to give God the ability to be at work in our lives to control our mouths so that our words are positive and not tearing down. Our words are building up and not destroying. I lived in Cincinnati for a while. The University of Cincinnati had built a large dormitory building, 20-some stories. They built it on the wrong foundation, though, in the 70s, and were never able to occupy it. It took several years and lots of dollars to construct that building. But in 1991, on a Sunday morning, in 11.1 seconds and for a fraction of the cost, that 21-story building was imploded and collapsed to the ground. It's a lot easier to tear down than it is to build up. It's a lot easier to destroy than to create. Our words have the power for good or for evil. They have the power to do damage or to encourage, to build up. How are you using your words? James says we ought to be careful. We ought to be slow to speak, quick to listen, cautious with our words.